31, 8 to 9-year-olds here at the Rocky Mountain ATV&C Mountaineer GNCC. And around that first turn, we've got a drag race to the second turn. It's a number 3, or is it? Cody Buchanan, I think we'll get the nod there, but barely. 10 seconds. MXC2, 6 to 8-year-olds. Clayton Sampson, Braden Pierrick, Michael Stringfellow, James Strauss, Stratton Weddle, Corey Gilligan, Ariana Neville, Bo Bobwell, and Colt Bizzuti. And your early leader in this one is going to be the 323 Stratton Weddle from Caldwell, Ohio. Pro Graphics, Throttle Out Performance, and ATV Fourplay back. 9 each done, 8 to 9 in 10 seconds. Jake DeCesar, Alyssa Whitehead, Samantha Solon, Dawson Lane, Drayson Queso, Anna Derrick, Aubrey Benner, Mason Fry, Casey Chandler, Braxton Hesler, Ryder Gatos, Gunnar Claypool, Adeline Nicely, Cannon Phillips, Brantley Slack, and Brandley Royster. A little carnage in turn 1, but the 895, or 885, Brandley Royster out of McDermott, Ohio, getting by. Down to the 50, senior 6 and 7-year-olds. Tom, JP Pickett, Senior Leo Craig, Hunter Lazelle, Diesel Ferris, also Nevin Nakato, Trenton Berner, Chad McCormick. Billy Martin, Hope Delabar, and Bentley Groves. And the 714. MXC2, 6 and 8, 6 to 8-year-olds. 7. Clayton Sampson, Brady Garrett, Michael Stringfellow, Jake Strauss. All right, that was Bentley Groves that got the whole shot before. This is 50 junior 4 and 5-year-olds. Sorry about that. 727, Casey Jennings getting the early lead. Also Desi Barrett, Gavin Claypool, Lindsey Rogers, Colston Wilson, Casey Calloway, and Cruz Steele. And that is it, my friends. Wow. Made it through. Our first start of the return to GNCC here in 2021. We're going to turn things back over to our good buddy, Mr. Chuck McMaster, who's out to call our micro ATV racing as well. We'll be back in a few minutes to start our two-wheeler here on the start line.
All right, thank you, Rodney. And welcome back, everybody, to Beckley, West Virginia for the restart of the 2021 GNCC racing season. We're here, underway, micro ATVs on the track right now. And they'll be coming through the scoring here shortly. As I make my way over there to the scoring tower to see who's doing what, I'll get you all up to date real quick. We have 8 rounds of micro racing beneath our belt right now. Recall that there were no micro ATVs at Snowshoe. So here we are, race number 9 underway. In our XC1 class, it's Cody Buchanan who comes into this race this weekend with the points lead. He has a 5-point advantage over Bryson Dickerson. However, Bryson Dickerson's been trying to keep Cody Buchanan honest all season long. He started out the season with 2 wins. And then it was the Cody Buchanan show for like 4 wins in a row. In our XC2 class, it's Jay Strauss who has a slight advantage in that class. He has a 1-point lead over Clayton Sampson. I think it's Jay Strauss with 5 wins. Clayton Sampson has 2 wins. He got his first win at round number 5. Round 6, one of those 2. Those two have been battling back and forth. Looks like it's Jay Strauss with a 1 point advantage so far coming into this season. Race number 8 or 9, wherever we are, right here at Beckley, West Virginia. Be making my way up here to the scoring tower as the racers are starting to come through. We'll bring you some live action here momentarily. And here we go with one lap complete from the start line to the finish line. One lap under his belt. Bryson Dickerson is leading the way in this race. Looks like Stratton Weddle in second place and Jay Strauss in third. Stratton Weddle and Jay Strauss are both from the XC2 class. So on timing and scoring adjustments, they get to make up that 30 seconds that they were line number 2, so they get to make up for that time with timing and scoring adjustments. So Stratton Weddle in second place, Jay Strauss in third. Cody Buchanan, our current points leader, is back in 6th place overall. In between him, he's got Reed Stevens in 4th, Waylon Dickerson in 5th, and then Cody Buchanan in 6th. Ian Butler on the Apex out of Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, running in 7th place right now. That's on the 888 machine. Haven't seen that name yet this year. So welcome to GNCC for Mr. Ian Butler. Braden Corral in 8th place. Clayton Sampson in 9th. And Fallon Holcomb rounds out our top 10 overall. So there you see it's a mixed bags of XC1 and XC2 racers as they battle their way around this approximately a little over a mile long track. And we should be coming up on that. That first lap was only about 3 minutes long. Usually our laps are quite a bit longer than that, about 7 or 8 minutes long. I see our sweep rider coming through here, so hopefully that means that we've got our first lap pretty much complete for all racers. And shortly, oh, there it is, the orange bumper of Bryson Dickerson comes charging out of the woods, sliding around sideways on the wet grass. Bryson Dickerson, 2 laps complete. He did that in a 5:14, so our track here is probably a little bit shorter than what it was at the last couple rounds, where the last couple rounds we were able to stretch it out to a mile and a half. I think we even had a 2-mile course at one point there. The hills of West Virginia, maybe not quite so conducive to that, as we've got a lot of hill climbs and roots and rocks and technical terrain, which is exactly what GNCC racing is supposed to be all about. Hey man, there's a strong racer right there. That's a 408 of Gavin Claypool making his way around for 1 lap complete in that 50 junior class. All right, yellow bumper, sliding it in sideways. That's the 315 of Reed Stevens, closing in 2nd place now. Reed Stevens moving up to 2nd place in class, 2nd place overall. Cody Buchanan now has moved from 6th to 3rd. Ian Butler checks in. Ian Butler, the newcomer to GNCC Racing, 4th place overall. Right now we're waiting on that XC2 row of Stratton Weddle and Jay Strauss to come in and see where they can land themselves. They should be coming through here momentarily. We'll get the timing and scoring adjustments calculated. Find out exactly where everybody is. They're coming through in freight train right now. There's the 722. That's Xander Rogers checking in. The 323. I see Jay Strauss right there. And as the dust settles from that pack of wild animals charging through the finish line here, it's Stratton Weddle with the lead in that XC2 class, and he is in 4th place overall right now. Got ahead of timing and scoring, got ahead of Ian Butler. Chase Strauss is in 6th place overall. So we got Bryson Dickerson leading it. Reed Stevens in 2nd. Cody Buchanan in 3rd. All 3 of those, the top 3 overall, are also top 3 in that XC1 class. Stratton Weddle in 4th place, but he leads the XC2 class. Ian Butler in 5th place overall out of the XC1 row. Chase Strauss in 6th place, but that's only 2nd in XC2. Clayton Sampson, 3rd place in class, 7th overall. Raylan Dickerson is in 8th overall. Fallon Holcomb in 9th, and Xander Rogers rounds out the top 10. That's our top 10 running order right now with 2 laps complete. Our lap times right now, Bryson Dickerson pulling in a 5-minute and 14-second lap time. If he is able to maintain that pace, he is about halfway through his 3rd lap right now. We've already seen wheel-to-wheel racing as that pack of XC1 and XC2 riders came through. It was hard to pick out Stratton Weddle on that 323 DRR out of Caldwell, Ohio, as he was mixed in there with Ian Butler and Chase Strauss and Clayton Sampson. All of them just kind of bunched up together. Raylan Dickerson was right in there as well, and Fallon Holcomb. A lot of XC1 riders getting mixed in with the XC2. So as they came through, it was nose to tail, wheel to wheel, bar to bar. Thank goodness that we have electronic scoring here to be able to sort all that out as they came charging through. Of course, as you know, if you've ever been up to the finish line, we do have backup scoring. We always require the helmet sticker, and we've got manual scoring up here where we're looking at the stickers on the helmet, writing down those numbers. Anytime there's ever a question, we refer to that sheet of paper first and always get it sorted out. So right now, electronic transponder scoring has it figured out that Bryson Dickerson is the man on the move today. He is large and in charge. It's Cody Buchanan who's got the championship points under his belt right now, but it's Bryson Dickerson today who got off to the early start. Reed Stevens is giving chase, but he's about 38 seconds behind right now with 2 full laps complete. Cody Buchanan has moved his way up from 6th place to 3rd place. He was only about 2.5 seconds behind Bryson Dickerson, or behind Reed Stevens. I see Colt Dezzuti checking in right now, and then I see a bunch of our 90 stock ATVs coming through. I'll tell you, in that 90 stock class, that's been one of the classes to watch this year because there hasn't been. We have a points leader with Jacob DeCesar, but Jacob only actually has 1 win. We have a handful of riders who have wins. So Jacob DeCesar leads the points in that class. Colt Moore in 2nd, Ryder Gatos in 3rd in the points standing. But we've had multiple winners in that class this year. So we'll check in with all of our classes here shortly. We are due for Bryson Dickerson to poke out of the woods. We don't want to miss that, so I'll stay tuned to the trees right here for now. We'll get this 3rd lap sorted out, and then we'll give a quick rundown to see how everybody's doing, see who's been doing their homework over the summer break. And I'll bet you everybody's been doing this kind of homework. When it comes to racing, this is the kind of homework these kids like to do. I see about 10 or 12 ATVs nose to tail right now. Looks like we have a lot of those 90 stock machines coming through. There we go. Got to wait your turn one by one. JP Pickens, the 101, checking in right now. He's out of Shamokin, Pennsylvania on that DRR 50 senior. Colt Delamar checking in as well. Chad McCormick. Man, a pack of them right there. Backed up traffic pretty bad. I imagine as thick as that lap, as thick as that group was, I would think that Bryson Dickerson has run into lap traffic already. And not only him, but Reed Stevens, Cody Buchanan, Stratton Weddle, all those top 5 guys are probably running into some really thick lap traffic right now, trying to work their way through. And in these tight trees and hill climbs, it's not always so easy to be able to get your way around the lap traffic. Matter of fact, I think I'm seeing the orange bumper right there trying to get around. Yeah, that's it right there. Trying to get around Tinley Hart. Tinley Hart out of that 50 senior class didn't realize that was Bryson Dickerson all over her rear bumper as Bryson was trying to find some clear air to get. He finally got around her as they came out of scoring, but all over there and without the communication to know that, hey, I'm being lapped. You know, it's early in the race still, so there's a lot of racing going on. That is Bryson Dickerson with the lead. I think this is Reed Stevens right here. No, that's Ian Butler. My apologies. Ian Butler on the 888 machine. The 888 Apex out of Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, has worked his way up into second place. He is about 27 seconds behind Bryson Dickerson. So not only has he passed Reed Stevens, but he has made up time on Bryson Dickerson. Newcomer Ian Butler, the man on the move right now. Where is the 315? There's the number 3. That's Cody Buchanan in third place. Cody Buchanan checks in third place. But he's given up time. He's given up time to Ian Butler. Cody Buchanan was all over Reed Stevens early on. But they're spaced out right now. Bryson Dickerson with the lead. Ian Butler in second. Clayton Sampson in third. No, Stratton Weddle checks in now. Stratton Weddle out of the XC2 class checks in. He is leading the XC2 class, worked his way into the overall podium. Third place overall now for Stratton Weddle. I see Jay Strauss is in. Clayton Sampson's in. So here we go. They bumped Cody Buchanan back down into sixth place overall. So it's Stratton Weddle who leads that XC2 class in third place overall. Clayton Sampson in second place in class. Jay Strauss in third place. And they are all packed up on top of each other, it looks like, according to the lap times here. So we've got a battle. And it was such a group that came through. There were about 20 ATVs that came through. There was no way to identify who was who and keep an eye on the live timing and scoring at the same time. So Stratton Weddle, Clayton Sampson, Jay Strauss all packed in there, nose to tail, with lappers all around in front of and behind them. Got a battle brewing there in the XC2 class. In the XC1 class, it's Bryson Dickerson out there kind of in the lonely first place, but Ian Butler is the man on the move right now in that class. Cody Buchanan hanging on to the top 3 in class, but he's been bumped down to 6th place overall. All right, give a quick rundown here. Figure out how to use this computer. We'll give you a quick rundown. Our 50 senior class mentioned that I saw JP Pickens come through. Ahead of him was Bentley Groves and Torque Tong. Torque Tong on that number 99 TRR out of Peoples, Ohio, is leading that class, putting together some really respectable 7-minute and 10-second lap times there. Bentley Groves in second place with about a 7:12. And then J.P. Pickens in third place with a 7:14. Chad McCormick not too far behind J.P. Pickens right there with a 7:12. These top 5, Colt Delabar rounds out the top 5 in that class. That's the 50 senior class I'm talking about. These top 5 riders are within about 5 or 6 seconds of one another. They're all packed in there, coming through nose to tail, wheel to wheel. Lots of lap traffic around them from the 90 stock class and some of the 50, or rather the XC2 class, the second half of that class. So 50 seniors have run up on them. Lots of lap traffic around them as they try to sort out their own class and try to wrangle for position in the overall. So our 50 junior class is 4 and 5 years old. Casey Jennings is leading this one. That's a 7:27 DRR out of Thornton, West Virginia. Not too terribly far from here, so way to go, Casey Jennings. Has a sizable lead over second place at 3:27. Colston Wilson out of South Salem, Ohio. Cruz Steele in third place on the number 28 DRR out of Fairmont, West Virginia. Gavin Claypool in fourth place. Desi Barrett rounds out our top 5 in that 50 junior, 4 and 5 years old. Our 90 stock class right now is being led by Brentley Royster out of McDermott, Ohio on the 885 Honda. So Brentley Royster leading a pack of Hungry Wolves. Brantley Slack in second place, about 16 seconds behind the number 721 Brantley Slack in second place. Carson Berner in third place on that 210 Honda. Gunnar Claypool in fourth place, and Jacob DeCesar, our current points leader, in fifth place in that 90 stock class. Looking at just the XC2 class, we know it's Stratton Weddle with the lead, Clayton Sampson in second, Jay Strauss in third place. Looks like you could almost throw a blanket over the top of the 3 of them. Braden Corral in fourth place, and Bo Bothwell in fifth place. That XC1 class is led by Bryson Dickerson, Ian Butler in second, Cody Buchanan in third. It's Fallon Holcomb in fourth, and Raylan Dickerson in fifth. So looking back at our overall, our leader, Bryson Dickerson, should be due about any minute now. It depends on lap traffic. And this late in the race, we We are 19 and a half minutes into this 30-minute race, so we're a little over halfway there. As Bryson comes around this next time, I was just told he'll get the 2-lap card. So that'll end up being a 6-lap race. Ricky Towery's getting ready to hang out the 2-lap card. Bryson Dickerson should be sticking his head out of the woods about any second now. Like we've been discussing all race long, lap traffic is a consideration. The trails are a little bit more technical. We are in West Virginia after all. The trails are definitely going to be technical here. We hear some wide open 2-stroke here, so Ricky Towery puts the 2-lap card behind his back. He still has that yellow flag out, but we're expecting that wide open 2-stroke. Sounds like a chainsaw on steroids. That's got to be Bryson Dickerson. Sliding around. Nope, we got a battle right here. That's the 101. That's the 714. Bentley Groves and JP Pickens right there. All right, 2-lap card is out now because we're coming up now. Next is Bryson Dickerson. Bryson, oh man, look at this. Ian Butler. Ian Butler checks in. He's only about 3 seconds behind Bryson Dickerson. He reeled in Bryson Dickerson, a 27-second deficit after 3 laps. And in 1 lap, Ian Butler, newcomer to GNCC, has reeled in our leader, Bryson Dickerson. Cody Buchanan checks in now. Cody has also reeled in the leaders. He was about 20-some seconds behind Ian Butler last lap. He is now only about 7.5 seconds behind Ian Butler, only about 10 seconds behind Bryson Dickerson. We have a 3-way battle shaping up. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, and we now have 1, 2, 3. Bryson Dickerson, Ian Butler, Cody Buchanan. Oh, check this out, folks. Stratton Weddle checks in out of the XC2 class. Stratton Weddle put his head down, kept his thumb hard on the throttle. He now leads this race in the overall position. The 323 of Stratton Weddle out of Caldwell, Ohio is our leader right now based on timing and scoring adjustments out of that XC2 class. Stratton Weddle throws down a 6-minute and 18-second lap time. Bryson Dickerson, who physically leads this race, was a 6-minute and 49 seconds. That's 30 seconds, a little over 30 seconds faster for Stratton Weddle with all the lap traffic. To my recollection, I cannot remember this season any XC2 rider making the top spot on the podium. Today could be the first day. We still have 2 laps of racing to go. 2 laps of racing to go. It's a long race. Lots can happen. But Stratton Weddle has put the pieces together. He could make it happen today. Bryson Dickerson now in 2nd place overall. Ian Butler in 3rd. Cody Buchanan in 4th. Clayton Sampson 2nd place in XC2 is running in 5th place overall right now. Fallon Holcomb is checked in. 6th place overall. Xander Rogers in 7th. Jace Strauss in 8th. I believe that puts Jace in 3rd place in class. Reed Stevens is now in 9th. Overall, Braden Corral rounds out our top 10. Coming up at 11 o'clock will be our Pro 4x4 Women's Pro and our top and our amateur C class and some of our faster age A classes. We're racing at 11 o'clock, so I'm starting to see some of the racers out here out and about. I think I saw Robbie Pecorori up here a little bit ago, checking out the finish line, looking at how things are starting to shape up, and nodding his head in agreement. But yeah, things are looking real good. This is a beautiful place up here on top of this mountain here, right here in West Virginia. This is God's country for sure. All right, Robbie, what are you thinking this morning?
It looks like a great day for racing altogether. Just good weather, good track. GNC put on another great event for us. So we're ready to go racing.
I'd agree with you 100% right there, man. It's looking really good. The sun is out. The fog is lifting. Some of this grass is starting to get tore up. These little ATVs, the knobs are starting to really rip up some traction. And I think you're going to have a good race today.
Oh yeah, we're looking forward to it. Everyone's in our group. The 4x4 guys are all excited to get going again. And we've all been talking and ready to get the second half of the season started and have a good show for the fans.
That's right. In just a couple hours, we're going to find out who's been talking and who's been working. Good luck to you. Good luck to all you guys out there. All right, turning our attention back to micro ATV racing. We've got about 2.5 minutes before the white flag comes out. About 2.5, maybe 3 minutes before the white flag comes out. But I'll tell you what, folks, that last lap shook things up. Stratton Weddle is physically running in 4th place, but on timing and scoring adjustments, he had his head down. He was the man on the move, threw down the fastest lap by far. It was also Ian Butler had a fast lap with a 6:25. Cody Buchanan had a 6:07. Actually, it was Cody Buchanan, as I read this now, it was Cody Buchanan who had the fastest lap that lap, but it was Stratton Weddle who was able to throw down such a fast lap out of that XC2 class, and he had time, he had already banked some time on top of Cody Buchanan, and so that found him in the lead. Not physically, but on timing and scoring adjustments, that's what counts. He started about 30 seconds behind at this front row, so he gets that 30 seconds back when he crosses the finish line. Now he realizes all he really has to do is catch up to the bumper of Cody Buchanan, and as long as everybody can maintain that pace, Stratton Weddle is looking really good. We'll see what happens here. 2 laps to go. Anticipating another 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes or so. We'll see the leaders pop out. It's Bryson Dickerson who's physically leading this race. So looking for that orange bumper, of course. In our 50 senior class, let's see, that's a close one. It was Torque Tong who was leading this one. It's Bentley Groves now after 3 laps complete. Bentley Groves is leading this over top of, he's got a half a second over JP Pickens. I remember as they came through seeing them and seeing the 101 and the 714 and about mixing it up. There, the white flag is out now. Looks like Bryson Dickerson picked up the lap. Oh my goodness, Bryson Dickerson and Ian Butler and Cody Buchanan, all 3 of them have picked up the pace. They're down to a 5:35. They are nose to tail. There is no separation between them. White flag is out. Bryson Dickerson leading this. Ian Butler right on his tail. Cody Buchanan all over the rear of Ian Butler. The 3 of them have charged back off into the woods. I don't think they like the idea of an XC2 rider getting the top spot on that podium, so the 3 of them have linked up. They are freight training through the woods. White flag is out. It's a freight train through the woods for another 5.5 minutes. Bryson Dickerson more than a minute faster on that lap than he was on the 3rd lap. So finding some clear air out there, getting his way around lappers. The lappers have started to stretch out a little bit there. I'm going to imagine on this last lap, though, going to catch up to some of them and be putting them, a lot of them are going to get their second lap down. Seeing some green wheels come around here. This would be, that's Fallon Holcomb right there. Fallon Holcomb in that XC1 class, looking real good. That's 4th in class for her. And Sandra Rogers checks in now. That's 5th in class. What happened to Stratton? Stratton was, by this time last lap, Stratton had already come around. So Stratton Weddle had worked his way up to the top spot of the podium based on timing and scoring adjustments. We're waiting on Stratton right now, but I think he's, I think they broke the draft on him. All right, here comes about 15 ATVs. That right there is Clayton Sampson trying to make his way through. Clayton Sampson now is taking over the lead in that XC2 class. There's Stratton Weddle. Stratton Weddle now in 2nd placing class. No, my apologies, that's not Stratton. There he is. Okay, he is now 9 seconds behind Clayton Sampson. Oh man, what a disappointment for Stratton, who really put the moves on earlier in this race about the halfway point. Stratton Weddle had worked his way up to overall top spot. And now not only has he lost the top spot in the overall, but he's given up ground to Clayton Sampson, who is now leading the XC2 class. Clayton Sampson on that number 11 DRR out of Rosedale, Indiana. No stranger to wins. Clayton Sampson actually has 3 wins this season. Stratton Weddle was working on his first win of the season. He has 3 times been the runner-up, was looking for his first win. It's not over till it's over. But after commanding the lead all race long, he's fallen back to second place. He's got 11 seconds. He's given up to Clayton Sampson right now. Jay Strauss in third place in the XC2 class. So like I said a lap ago, this is exciting times, but it's still a lot of racing left to go. Here we are, white flag is out. We still have a lot of racing left to go. A minute and a half. If Bryson Dickerson, Ian Butler, Cody Buchanan, if they can maintain the pace that they were doing, they'll be here in about a minute and a half. That remains to be seen though. There's a lot of lap traffic out there. A lot of racers are going to have to work their way around. It's the pressure of the moment. The white flag is out. They know everything is on the line right now. Surely by now, Bryson Dickerson, he was frustrated with himself because he had a lap that was more than a minute slower than what he knew he should be doing. He knew there was a lot of lap traffic. He knew that was holding him up. And yes, sure enough, he can throw a glance over his shoulder, and 0.828 seconds back is the 888 of newcomer Ian Butler on that Apex out of Wellsboro, Pennsylvania. Not seen that name yet this season in the GNCC Racing Nation. I'm sure if you are from the Wellsboro, Pennsylvania area, though, you've heard that name of Ian Butler. Ian Butler has come out here, definitely putting his stamp on the GNCC race course this morning. Bryson Dickerson just barely ahead of him, and right behind Ian Butler is our points leader, Cody Buchanan. So we have a race going on here, folks. We have a race going on here, and my eyes are glued to the woods right now. I don't hear any wide open, angry two-strokes just yet, but it could happen any moment here. I don't want to miss the conclusion of this race because it really narrowed up at the end there. Not only did the XC1 narrow up at the end here on that white flag lap, but we've got a battle going in the XC2 class as well. Lots of good things happening here at the GNCC Racing Nation. Welcome back to racing. It's been a long summer. You can tell these kids have been doing their homework. They come out, they're going fast, they're going hard. This is racing at its best, and I'll tell you what, there are years ahead of us for these names like Bryson Dickerson and Ian Butler, Cody Buchanan, Fallon Holcomb, Clayton Sampson. These names are names that you're going to be hearing in the future as they come out here and they get some experience right here on actual GNCC race courses. You'll see them in the youth ranks in the next few years to come, and before you know it, these will be the names of riders that we read at 2 o'clock at the start of our pro race. All right, I see our referee, Ricky Towery. He's got the checkered flag behind his back. He's saying something. Here they come. Who's it gonna be? We've got a train of, oh man, it's Will. It's side by side. It was side by side of Bryson Dickerson and Cody Buchanan. What in the world? Cody Buchanan takes the win. He takes the win by, it has to be a thousandth of a second. They were side by side as they came around that last corner. Orange bumper, green A-arms. The number 3 of Cody Buchanan prevails by about the width of a hair. According to timing and scoring transponder, the human eye could not differentiate as they came under that finish line tower. The human eye could not tell. Cody Buchanan gets the slight edge by 0.1 seconds. Cody Buchanan with the win. Bryson Dickerson in second place. Ian Butler was right behind him, only about a second and a half behind that battle. But all eyes were focused on that battle as Cody Buchanan took the win away from Bryson Dickerson, who had worked so hard all race long, only to lose it from third to first on that last lap. Cody Buchanan, Bryson Dickerson, Ian Butler. Welcome to GNCC Racing, Mr. Ian Butler. Fallon Holcomb checks in. Xander Rogers now checks in. We're waiting on Clayton Sampson, Stratton Weddle, and Jay Strauss. That's our three-way battle for the XC2 class. Folks, if you weren't here to see it, you missed it. That battle between Cody, that was the closest battle I've ever seen in ATV micro racing. After announcing this series for several years now, we've had some close battles at the end, but that one to be side by side underneath the finish line with lappers all around, and the finish line referee of Ricky Towery waving that flag in between the two. I sure hope our photographer was up here and caught a picture of that. It was picture perfect. Only the transponder can tell the difference. It's like that scene at the opening scene of Cars, where Lightning McQueen has to stick his tongue out and it's a three-way tie. I think I just saw that in real life. All right, our XC2 should be due in. Let's see. Right here is Clayton Sampson. Clayton Sampson checks in. Clayton Sampson with the win in that XC2 class. Looks like Clayton Sampson is a little bit lonely right now, though number 11 is in. We had a three-way battle looking for Stratton Weddle and Jay Strauss right now. Not sure who it's going to be there, but for sure it's Clayton Sampson.